So hey guys, Suraj here from the Middle Class Breaker. We are up to another moto vlog, and this is a very pretty familiar or a similar way that you most of the Bengaloreans are going to use, which towards your airport, which is towards Devanahalli. And I have been on this road multiple times with this bike, and this itself is like my second or third vlog towards this route, going towards Hoskote again for various other personal reasons. But then I thought, let me do a short moto vlog. Let's talk about life actually in this moto vlog. Let's talk about the fucked up life everybody has got. I know most of y'all are gonna be like, what, be motivated, be chill, and all of those things. But yeah, every human has their own issues and problem, and I think I'm gonna talk about mine, and try sharing with y'all. Also, beautiful climate out here in Bangalore. Like the climate is actually legit for a long rides. But I'm just gonna do about 140 kilometers up and down, so pretty decent enough actually. Not too long, not too short. This road is always a little confusing for various folks because you see one guy at the front is almost changing the lane from the extreme right to left. So I'm going to talk about why my life is fucked up. My life is fucked up because my second unit business is halfway hanging. I was very curious to start up my second business. My first business is related to sound engineering, and the name of it is Amanra Production and Educo. So I do multiple things there. For example, I sort of teach people regarding music production and sound engineering. Then on the other hand, I go to various universities and help their students understand sound synchronization and stuff. Then I also used to be a live sound engineer, where I used to be, specifically to be precise, I was a systems engineer. Now, what is systems engineer? It's a job role where we make sure that the speakers that you see in a live event, for example, if you have been to any of the biggest live events, you'll see boxes, black boxes hanging right on a metal rod, which is called a truss. And I used to, systemize, or the whole process of rigging the systems, making sure that each and every individual in the venue are getting the same sound as the VVIPs or VIPs in the front row. So the array calculations, the way the sound frequencies are spreaded across the venue, all of these calculations will be done by a systems guy, and this was my particular job. But then COVID started, lost the job. Technically, I quit the job, and that was the most stupidest thing that I ever did in my life, because I didn't know COVID was a big thing. But by then, China and all of these things, happened. The COVID was happening, but I was like, India, so what will happen? Nothing is going to happen in India. So what I did was, the present company which I was working was paying me about 30 to 40,000 with variables. They used to give me something called as a show money. So for every show that I go and do, a certain show money would be given apart from the salary. So my salary was easily anywhere about 42 to 45. 30 was take home, which is the fixed, and anywhere between 12 to 15 will be my variable. And I had a better offer from another company, and I thought, why not? And I wasn't mature enough back then. This happened in the year 2019. Like everybody else, I was too behind money, and not career building or staying in the career for long and building the trust. I didn't know any of this shit. So I very easily took the offer from the other company because I was a good doer in the company. Like many people, in 2019, I was about 22 years old. So 22-year-old guy pulling up biggest of the biggest shows happening in Bangalore with DNB systems was a good thing. A lot of folks had an eye on me. Offers came in, and I took the best offer among them. And I think that's the stupidest thing, because the moment I took the offer, I put the papers down in the present company, and I was like, let's take a week break and then go join that company. So I still remember, putting the papers in the last week of February, And then I thought, let me go join the new company in the month of March, first week or second week. And before even I could go join, then comes lockdown. The whole thing is upside down. I try calling the new company. There's no flow of income for me. A lot of things happen in my life. I was totally out, totally, broken down into pieces, and I was like, oh shit, what is even happening? Like, this cannot be the way it is. And 1 month went down, 2 months went down. The savings in my bank account kept reducing, and I was a guy who was worst in savings. Right now I will be the king, but back then I was the most idiotic and the stupidest person when it comes to savings or handling money. Whatever money comes in, I'll spend it on electronic items, I'll spend it on parties, I'll spend it on other various other things, like could be biking, clothes, all stupidest idiotic things, you can name it. I will be spending money on that. So whatever 40 grants that I get, I will hardly end up saving 3 or 4 thousand rupees at the end of the month. So you could imagine how much of a bank balance I had. I had only about 12 or 13 thousand rupees. Since I stay with my parents, they took care of my food and everything, but that wasn't going good, because I was a free bird with earning quite a good amount of money, and then later with just 12,000 rupees couldn't manage. Since it was lockdown, I also didn't go out, so the savings of 12,000 rupees was not spent so much. But then 3 4 months went down the line, and I was pretty much pissed, because no events, right? I think the event industry, or the sound industry, was the first to be shut off and was the last to be reopened. So that way, no, it was pretty massive. Nobody was even there. Like, government employees are getting half salary, private companies are having work from home. The whole work from home culture gave birth during that point of time. Everybody else is walking around me, but anybody who's into live industry, or who's into sound industry, has no job. Most of the people are suffering. And that's when I understood that this particular profession going further is not going to be a healthy one. Maybe different people will have different perspectives, but this is my take on it. Because see, since I was only about 23 24 years of age, losing the job and sitting at home for 6 months or 7 months was okay, because my father was able to back me up. But imagine, I'm at the mid of 30s, I'm married, and I have a newborn kid. My situation by then would have been abruptly ended up in chaos. My whole situation would have been massively gone down, and I'm not sure if I would have even been able to take this sort of a let down at that point of time. So I thought, let me switch my career. I speak decent amount of English, is what I feel, though I'm not very fluent enough, but I think I can manage with all of this customer support jobs. So I thought, let me go and apply for some customer support job. Back then I had a friend who was working in a company. He sort of referred me, went and applied, sat for the interview, got selected, and my take home salary was only 15,000 rupees, guys. And the reason that they gave me was, you're not a degree holder. Whereas, of course, I was not, because I finished my PUC, then straight away went and did diploma in sound engineering. And the reason for them not paying me about 25 or whatsoever it is, they said, firstly, you do not have experience in the stream of work that you're coming in, which was acceptable. But 15,000 was still low, because I had basic understanding of project management, I had basic understanding of customer success manager, I was good at marketing. So yeah, I mean, all of this was a bang. And they said I didn't have degree, and I thought, okay, we're anyway sitting jobless at home, why not go get enrolled in some distance or online education. Various other universities were up there. So I thought, let's go and get it done. And I got enrolled in Amity Online University, did my education there, successfully graduated this year. Now I'm also doing my PG, which is a big boost for me, because from nothing to a PG is a big achievement. The reason why I'm sharing all this is, there will be folks out there like me, where at one certain point you would have been at your greatest heights, and then all of a sudden you will be to the grounds or even to the basement level. All you have to do is don't give up, or just just be happy that you're alive for that particular day, because COVID, I saw so many people dying. Like the guy who spoke to me a week back had lost his life. A person who was working with me for 2 years had lost his life. So that way, I think, we at least have our lives, and we have good hands and legs and, capabilities of thinking. We as humans can achieve even more. I never gave up. So I'm right now in my PG, but during my undergrad, right, I could not go to any job because nobody gave me good offers. Like, and live industry was still shut, and I had also loosened hope by then. I was like, no, live industry or even companies are supporting the employees, so why should I go work for them? And in live industry, there is no 8 hours or 9 hours of desk job. If a show starts, it will go probably for about even 20 or even 30 hours straight. You will only probably get to sleep like 2 or 3 hours. Food and everything, you have to get it done wherever possible. No proper, seating and stuff. If it's in an open ground, you have to eat it in that mud. And also another thing is, most people even couldn't even recognize what the job is. The moment when I go tell somebody I'm a sound engineer, they'll be like, oh, you're a DJ. Which pub or which place are you working at? All of these embarrassments that I went through. So I thought, let me put a full stop. Like I said, undergrad first year went down, and my third semester I felt I should do something on my own with whatever knowledge I had. Set up a small room at my place that I live in. My father and mom was kind enough to let go of that place, of their own home, which was a big thing for me. They let it go, and I happened to set up a small recording room at the place. Actually, to be honest, I thought nobody is gonna come, but the moment I put it on Google Business, and with whatever marketing knowledge or business knowledge I had, I implemented everything. So if you're gonna ask me about all of these business laws, or the inverted pyramid law, I do not understand all of those things, but my thing is very practical, because I've been in the field, and all the previous companies that I had worked for, no, they were all startups. So I would not just be a chief sound engineer, but at some point of time I'll also be pitching the company. At some point of time I'll be selling something. At some point of time I'll be sorting out somebody else's problem. So that way I learned various skills, like various other things in my life. All the skill sets got developed. So with that, I was able to pitch it up, and I sort of developed the company. Within the first month, I had a income of about, let's say, 4-5 thousand rupees. Very less for most of y'all, but that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because 4-5 thousand rupees was my sole earning, not depending on an owner, not depending on a work-life balance, not depending on somebody else's business. It was purely my skill set, my business. I worked on the time that I felt like it was like a freedom of joy and life. And 4-5 thousand rupees of that was very good, very very. I was very happy. And then second month, third month, and then third month, I thought, let me give it like a professional name, or like a proper business entity. So I went and applied for sole proprietorship, got the GST registration done, named the company as Amanra Productions and Educos. Went well for about 2 years, and I think again I became overconfident, thinking that I know everything about business. Let me do everything about anything regarding business. I'm good enough to go, because I had a good amount of profit, apart from the expenditures of or the liabilities whatever the company had. Excluding that, I had good amount of profit. So I thought, let me start a YouTube channel, and also let me start up another business. So my first thing was, I need to start a YouTube channel. My 4C, or my future aim, is to become a moto vlogger, but I didn't have the money back then in order to spend it on a 3 lakh rupees bike, because I had to keep the business alive. And for that, every month a certain amount of money has to be invested back. Though I'm the only employee, sole owner and employee, certain things needed, like for example, I had to keep upgrading my softwares. I had to buy new equipments in order to teach people, microphones, cables, and in sound, no, everything is very expensive. Even if you go for the basic microphone, professional graded, guys, not the YouTuber ones or whatsoever, like the studio ones, the basic ones will cost you about 6,000-7,000 rupees. So that was a big amount, at that point of time for me. So I started up YouTube. started talking about my online education journey, which one of my video blew actually. I think my honest opinion about Amity Online is about 40,000 views. That gave birth to my YouTube channel. Before that, I did all sort of nonsense. I tried in Tamil, didn't work out. Tried food vlogging for a while, didn't work out. Tried movie reviewing for a while, didn't work out. Completely was off the charts. Nobody even viewed my videos. To be honest, even now this motovlog, no, not many people are viewing. But anything I put regarding online education or Amity Online, people are viewing. Maybe YouTube algorithm has set my YouTube channel only for that particular purpose. But now I'm sort of reinventing my YouTube channel and trying to go slightly towards motovlogging, because this I want to keep it as my hobby, passion, my probably even like a part-time job. So once the Amity Online thing went boom, I understood how the algorithm works, started taking multiple things of regarding online education or whatever it is, and I started posting videos related to it. Lot of people came in, lot of people showed me their support, and many things happened, and I was really happy about it. I got too many subscribers. The channel got monetized within 8 or 9 months. 4,000 hours of watch hour and 1,000 subscribers were easily given to me. Guys, give me 1 minute, let me actually put the map, because I think I have to take a left here. I'm not sure. So let me just. So yeah, like I said, started up YouTube channel. The channel boomed up quite a bit, got good amount of views, and all the other things happened, and then the channel got monetized. Now, since it's monetized, I know for a matter of fact, I'll be getting some money. Maybe for the first 1 year after monetization, I'm not gonna get so much money because my subscriber counts are very less. For which I want you guys to go ahead and subscribe and like the content. I'm not a good storyteller. I'm trying to be one. I'm trying and learning many things, but it would be of very good help if you guys can go and subscribe. Now coming back to the topic, since I've got only about 2,000 subscribers and less viewers coming into my channel, not many of y'all are coming in and showing love and support. My earnings are very less, but then I know for a matter of fact, if I'm not giving up and if I'm working towards it with all the passion and hard work and smart work, one day I'll be there. So I went ahead, got a bike, paid it almost in full amount, didn't go for EMIs or anything, which was okay for me, because when I went and asked for the EMI, the interest itself was about 40 or 50,000 for just 1.8 lakhs. I was okay to go ahead and make 1 lakh down payment, but then for 1.8 lakhs or 1.78 lakhs, the interest was about 40,000. I was like, why should I pay 48,000 for somebody else for me owning a bike, which is my hard-earned money? Don't be like I'm dropping numbers here, but it's way too much for me to spend on a bike, because then the overall bike will just go to 3.4 lakhs. So that way, I wasn't, happy. So I actually took a sort of loan from my grandmother, who accepted to give me a small amount of sum for a lesser interest than the bank, which was good enough. Now this point of time, I'm very happy. Okay, I'm like, okay, the bike has also come, my YouTube channel has got monetized, my business one is fairly doing good. Then comes the issue. I became overconfident, started my second business, where my mom, back in the days, as in I'm talking about probably 11 to 12 years, used to do sari business, where she used to do it in a very small scale, where people will either come to her home, or she'll take the saris and go to her friend's place and sell it for EMI basis. She used to give saris on installment rates. For example, if a sari is about 1,000 rupees, she will give it like 250 rupees per month, where they can buy the sari and pay just 250, and from then on every month they have to pay 250. Probably after 4 months the 1,000 rupees will come to their hand, and then that way it's easier for the customers also, because then they're not going to buy one sari, because they will buy almost close to 5 saris, so they're buying for 5,000 rupees, and they will hardly be paying one certain percentage out of it, let's say 10 percentage out of it, so they will be only paying 500 each month. So that is how this installment business works. So she used to do that and she was really good at it. So I thought, now since I want to make up another business, let's get into it and, come up with an e-commerce store. E-commerce store has a not making my own e-commerce because that takes a lot of money, time, effort, and employees for me to handle. I wanted to, become a seller on Amazon and Flipkart and do various things in life. You know, get good numbers, get good, Amazon campaign cards or, invitations, things like that. But then I didn't understand the depth of e-commerce or Amazon or Flipkart because damn, it's so deep, guys. I'm so frustrated right now because without even doing my research, I blindly went and got the second business registered for GST, which is called as Amanra Scarab. For people not knowing what Amanra is, Amanra is an Egyptian name for sun. My name is Suraj, so it's sun, both goes in well. And then productions and educos stands for production is, yeah, of course, a lot of productions happening. Educos is the, I think, the ancient Greek name for education or Roman name for education. I don't remember that, but educos is the meaning for it is education. And then Amanra scarab. Scarab is the insect that you see in the Mummies movie. Since we've been watching in the movies, it is said to be, or it is portrayed like a proper insect where people, get offended or get, affected or they get anxiety by looking at the, insect. But that's not how the Egyptian used to treat the insects. They were given as an ornament, as a goodwill, or as an appreciation to somebody. Like how, we gift a chain or a ring to our employees. That's how these folks used to gift to various other people. So these are called scarabs. So this is how I name both of my companies. Started off the company, and then when I wanted to go into Amazon, then comes one by one. The first thing they came up with is you have to do trademark registration. I'm like, what the hell? Because trademark registration is very problematic, very complex. It involves a lot of work to be done, and if you're depending on a third party registration, that person should be liable enough. Apparently, I figured out a liable person. He helped me on a good amount of 7,500 rupees, which is huge actually. Later, I heard people got it done for 5,000 rupees and stuff. Applied for Amanra Fabrics, got rejected by the government of trademark, saying that there is already a name. But when I searched it in the trademark, no, there was no Amanra. And even the person who is objected right now is Amanara, not Amanra. Since on the phonetics or when they did the audio test, no, it sounded similar. Hence, they have objected. So I've again appealed, saying my name and the companies which is objected is completely different. The logos are different. The sellings of materials are completely different. So that way, that's a problem which is ongoing over and over again. Now the second thing is current account. Got the current account done from one bank account, need a minimum balance of 10,000 rupees, didn't work out. Now I'm applying for SBI. It's so problematic, guys. Like the whole life of starting the second business is so goddamn bad that I felt on a certain point I should have just worked on the company one and not company two, because if in case I'd given the same focus on company one, maybe I could have made it a little bit more bigger and maybe could have come up with another branch or something like that rather than starting up another business. Then later the procurement or the procurement of the saris or the goods, whatsoever it is. So I've applied for trademark class 25, under which lot of things can come, like a cap, belt, and all of these things can come. So understanding and procuring these things from various states or countries is being a pain in the ass. Not happening. Certain people are giving the rates which is way too high. It seems like I'm almost buying it from a retailer and not like a manufacturer or a wholesaler, because I can go into a small shop and get that for a same rate. Because understand, if I am buying a product for 10 rupees, only then I can sell it for 15 rupees, and that's what the market price is. But if the guy itself is selling it to me for 15 rupees, I will not be able to sell it for 15 or 25 rupees, because that's not what the standard price in the market is. So that way, it is a bit of a problem for me in order to understand all of these getting in goods and then trying to sell it. All of these things are a huge problem, which I'm trying to sort out each and every individual thing on a day to day basis. But yeah, it's still hectic, guys, because I have to take care of a lot of other things like YouTube, my first business, my PG, so many things on my plate. So, the reason why I'm sharing all of these things is, if you are someone who's getting into an e-commerce where you want to become a seller in Amazon or Flipkart or whatsoever it is, please do your research first. Understand what trademark that you have to take, which class you have to take. You might be selling for electronics, you might be selling fashion, whatsoever it is. Now, since I didn't do all of these things, no, all of these things bombarded my on my head at once. Like literally, all of these things landed on my head at one at a time. Didn't land on my head at one at a time, but everything just came in like a nuclear bomb, and I'm still trying and figuring out what more problems are there in the business. And it just kept going. I got the business registered in the last year of July. Trust me, I have not made even a single rupee of profit, and the business is just lying there. And that is a very big, hit for me in terms of business. Hence, you folks do proper research and then get into the business point of view and understand things on a regular day to day basis. With that, I will probably end this vlog, and I'm also going to take a chai break. My throats are being very dry, so let me take a chai break, and then I will meet you in the next video, guys. Till then, Suraj here signing off from TMCB. Peace.